La kyang zakata am to nyak ni ba yiwu wa pa tondo. To be to nan tala ne ba kin ro opo aya. Window opo aya. Za as essence ni bu.
Habiba survived the attack. The men threatening to kill her and the others in the church were Islamist fighters. Jihadist influence has dramatically risen in Burkina Faso. Christians are the primary targets of the violence that is ravaging the region. Habiba was kidnapped along with her mother, one of her siblings, and several other women by Islamic militants in 2017. She was only 13 years old when all of this took place.
Aya timin yin kuli timin awaki ton gum no monte ho vumudi lab taw do buurado wat ton zak la ton pa bang ton samte bondo sodas labre ton kero apo ati bam ning bu to bonta no koy me to braman bu to buk ton wala loni.
Although these believers' lives were spared that day, the jihadists kidnapped them and took them into the forest, far from their homes and everything familiar, not knowing if they would see their families again.
What about you? Don't pay a row. Don't pay a zande. Samba tea shaval. Tea shaval. But don't make a nebula passacket nibizins in ye. Well, at a never tab. Can't let me a concours. Can't let a buy. Hamberton is uta ye not of a cotton. Roshan cabby away king.
Habiba was separated from her mother and her younger sister and was placed with some other women from her village.
Mamda ta'ade. Ya running of now put on the well. Running of now put on the well at home.
Habiba had lost all hope of ever coming back home, and the only thing that could help, her faith, was forbidden.
Ya moyen bal patron pa mon pu se sa ya men jin pu de yo gata fom pu da ku da fo pasakre ya moyen da bal la beti ton ku da ton karm no moyen da sebe tu ma to kabe han pa moyen da bal o me ha ya la pu moyen da pu so o pa pu pa karm moyen da karang pu da sunu ngom ni wena Ampa boto patron saya meng ti fojin tara patron pataton meng ton shimni bala bubu ani ton buura den ya fo patron izin fo meng ha jin gan moto blem to na kuye fo ha patron la wisha me fo han la wisha me be tamti ku da fo
Uma ta ba uma yiba fama pa mi bikanga saba hambe zinin me amma amne kita sa pampa yire balen bezi yanga la mbe mam vuyama po nam hoda mam wisoko ma mim tuma hambe we kanga po mbe yenning po wa ya mam nem kamba ti yele sid pak ma wakati ngam mi yela menga mi ngoma nem sura shuk yel wena man sore ti ba mam kamba pa ma fa lib yiri ba mam menga nam pa we wa po kam wem pam tum kamba lib yiri bala ba mam menga nam pa yela po wa kulore we.
3 years passed for Habiba, Minata, and many other Christian women in the same camp. They were forced to convert to Islam and suffered physical abuse daily. There they witnessed the most horrific acts of violence. Those images would mark their lives forever.
Yela man roto never be to paku net of yati.
The fear and the physical abuse were unbearable, but sadly the worst was yet to come. Even though she was still young, Habiba was married off to one of the kidnappers. It's still very difficult for her to come to terms with this reality.
Why don't I get on the kind of pang? Got them tell you peel tap, but there be tell you peel yemmer. But there a young tell peel yemmer. Of mother at home.
Habiba felt alone and hopeless. She was waiting for the day of her death, either by the jihadist or at her own hands.
I knew me. Pukumo waiting when I'm bahafo. Before me come on batali. ta had mo ha gud mo ha fu kumara fi antabala fu jinin ta had mam naman min kin chile.
But despite her circumstances, God didn't forsake Habiba. She felt unable to worship or praise him, but he was at work in her through his spirit.
Ngom nang sunu apu na bala yilim beto mane ti ge ama bokan wenam tuma ban panga wala don ton da kinjini nga ge am bokan verse men beto gom bil kan e ge am bokan la ton da la ge am wenam pa a ge amano ge am loya no wala.
God's hope shone brightly in her heart and gave her the courage to endure that terrible situation until the day he worked a miracle.
Bani jikang saba pour yang wan to sama biga kibare tin ya biga be zinga to la ya mobile la mam ge ya mam biga balle yenda timam sid bahti ne be timbe min to na la men yime timam lam hun tu pour yang ato wilig mam biga be zinga ma ham sitawa mami kam te sire nyem bebe ne.
Habiba was reunited with her mum and her younger sister. Together they decided that with God's help they would escape from the jihadist camp. They knew they were risking their lives, but they trusted God to help them reach home safely.
Timam wa tarason ko men yam ton na yizoe me bala ton it han yizoe winam han man kele nya ton so do jugun kele na mam nem kam fan ku ha sabe when I'm handling him man so to ton pam yilinta ti pinga da wende lile ta kan abala
ne ba hangan fa yil hangan ti ndaga adab ton ya hangu musin ton yik ton yikame ton ji en to onye ton ba da kan po ai nki ti ji e ni min ha yake ti monte bu fa la am shindi ti ton yi yeshin ken hati ji to yi hayi ti de ba kan nki ton talabo da munu ton ya na pam chenga po anki yal mo hanan di lora na pam watawa am da don wa yi ta sasa ton bo mi ton nan tam wala we oton sambati ton na she ablam to puton.
Through God's intervention, Minata, Habiba and her younger sister managed to escape from the nightmare they endured for so long. It's been a few years since then, but Habiba still suffers from the effects of her captivity. Open Doors has started working with her and her family through trauma counselling, but there is still a long way to go.
Patron Santa aso to ntin yetantin edam sawum hu kiya tiang yesi am se yetam mata yikti lo edizoi kenga bo yile ti be ne sang sawum bu ra ran menga pat yai edam pela nga yikdan patron yin ta aso war mum su ta aso war mum su lo po ta sam wala bam na ma mina yo wanya waton hunya bi wenam na ma da bam wen.
Thanks to your help, Open Doors can journey with these women through their healing processes, helping them to see God's hope in their lives and bringing relief to their immediate needs. Your prayers mean the world to them. They now know that they are not alone and there is a bigger body standing with them.
Mam tar kwaya nan pase ya han ke nem sida waya ngai la fo paseka kotam te babi sa fa pose am sida yinya dizaka pour la fi twinzin when am trying take a vuima ya modern ngwa dizaka pour la fi le chino twinzin
am pipi ko izu ndatam to pose ma am piu bun ni de getumbe mam vi mo an la ma harma ndatam to pose bun kan yibin saba ndaram to pu ton zaka pataji bi bum mo fa ton zaka patari.
Please continue praying and supporting others like Habiba, Aminata and their families through sub-Saharan Africa affected by jihadist violence. Pray that the church will remain a witness that even though their difficulties are great, God is greater.